Best drifter in the world, representing Ireland, it is Mr. James Deane in his S14.9 2JZ 900 brake horsepower. New livery for this season out here in OIDC, and look at this from the machine. Absolutely pinpoint accuracy as he puts the back wheel right on the line, front bumper exactly where he wants to be. James and his spotter are asking a lot of questions in the driver's briefing today just to make sure they knew every bit of information the judges want. Running the spoiler along the wall through his own smoke. This is going to be a high scoring run from James Deane as he comes around for the last time, out to the wall and over the finish OIDC line. Champion representing Ireland, a 94.3 in his first run. What can he do to improve on that? Throws it in on huge angle, does James, putting the back wheel right on that outer line. That S14.9 looking absolutely amazing in this new livery. So we see James now smoking the Oman International Drift Arena out of it here as he comes through, out to the wall, brings the back of that car right to the wall. Pinpoint accuracy on the transition and also full throttle, no lift whatsoever. The commitment that takes and the skill, but we would not expect anything less from a driver of the standard of James. Absolutely insane, but it's arguably the best drifter in how Robert Babagouche is going to do against James Deane, as we see James tearing down the straight, throwing it in nice and wide, and Robert is right there with him, maybe not as deep in the first zone as the judges would like to see, but he is not getting left behind, making a huge dive on the machine, James Deane. But James is starting to put foot to floor now, scraping a small bit of the gap as they come up to the wall. James bringing that S14.9 right out to the wall, carrying huge angle on that transition there, nearly caught Robert as well, as we see them come around up to the wall for the last line. Away they go. Second half of this first battle. Oh, Robert clipping some cones there, 3 cones down. James Deane's tucking in nice behind him. So we see Robert running a bit wide, doing very well not to hit the wall, and James doing very well with the overtake not to hit Robert. This lap just getting all wrong from the start there. Maybe Robert just a small bit eager, knowing he had a mountain to climb while battling James Deane, so he threw absolutely everything at it. But look at James doing the second lead line here. Absolutely flawless again, nearly a mirror of the first half of this battle. So yeah, I can nearly thumb up from Turbo, thumb up from James. The light is set, it goes green, and away we go. Our top 16 is underway, and this is it. James Deane, Benedictus Turbo throwing it in. Look at this from the machine. Lovely initiation, but Turbo is right there with him, sticking on the side of that S14.9 as the transition for the first time through the inner clip. James Deane's on a lovely lead line, but look at Turbo. He's right there with him, saying, James, you are not getting away from me, as the transition now for the last time, heading up to our zone 2. Little bit of proximity in James's favour. James taking that last transition, full tilt, but look at Turbo touching the back of that car. Traffic lights, light goes green, and away they go. Benedictus Turbo to lead James Deane to chase. See Turbo now flicking in, huge angle from Turbo, but look at James Deane, he's right there with him, tucked in right beside that BMW Eurofighter as the transition for the first time. How did James Deane not make contact? Benedictus Turbo is on a phenomenal lead line, absolutely hugging that outer line through zone 2 as they come up now for the last transition. Full commitment from both guys as we see Turbo putting foot to floor, but James Deane is right there with him, pushing him over the finish line. Wow. We're not here for a car show, we're here for a battle, and here we go. It's James Deane versus Nazar Harbali. Both guys coming down like a bow of hell as James throws it in a massive angle. James Deane knows how fast Nazar is, so he has to put foot to floor to try and get away from him. Nazar is doing absolutely anything he can to stick with the machine as they transition for the first time, lining up for outer zone 2. James doing a lovely job now, hugging that outer line all the way around, flicking out to the wall, full tilt transition, but Nazar is right there with him as they come through the last corner, filling the last outer zone, and James brings it out to the wall and over the line. What a battle for him. Okay, lights go green and away they go. Nazar to lead, James Deane to chase. Both cars coming down. Look at the bangs coming out of the bottom of Nazar's car. Nearly did a bunny hop, he banged that much. Nazar though going wide, dropping a wheel. The machine doing very well to just sit there, wait for him to come back on, now make his dive, start to reel them in as they come through. There's the fire igniting again. I don't know if this is cool or on fire, but Nazar is not letting up. Look at the size of the flames out the back of this. James Deane's that close. He's going to melt his own car, destroying his new wrap as they come around the corner for the last time. That 180 SX is fully on fire. Oh my, what? That was absolutely insane, but someone get a fire extinguisher quick, because that one's not going out. On the track, 2 thumbs up to the start line, Marshall. The lights go green and away they go. James to lead, Clint to chase. Clint knows James is fast, so he's going to have to commit right from the start. Look at the angle from James, but look at Clint throwing it absolutely backwards, sticking it on that S14.9 of James Deane as they transition. Now Clint makes a dive through the smoke. James putting foot to floor, trying to get some sort of proximity, which he does. Clint has to cut the track a small bit there now, but James is pulling a bit of a gap as we see James transition for the last time out wide. Clint unfortunately not having an answer for James Deane as they come over the finish line. Lights go green and away they go. Clint to lead, James to chase. As we see Clint throwing it in hard, but look at James Deane right there with him. Clint Van Hout on a beautiful wide line through that first one, but James is right there with him now as he transitions through the smoke, tucking in nice beside Clint as they come around now to outer zone 2. Clint on the front brakes, holding that car on the perfect line as they come out towards the wall. James is right there with him though. It's looking like Clint isn't able to shake off James as they transition for the last time. Look at Clint Van Hout's lead line though, absolutely putting it on, but James Deane's that close, you could insane. James Deane the lead, Juha Rinton in the chase. Here we go, the final. Watching both cars coming tearing down the straight, maximum angle from the two of them. Juha right there with James. James on a perfect lead line. I don't know how the judges are going to separate them. Oh, Juha catching the cone on the inside there, maybe dropping one wheel. James getting a small bit of proximity, but Juha tucking right back in there. We can't even see them come up to the wall because of the smoke of their previous run through. James Deane now on a perfect lead line, but Juha Rintanen is still there. Absolutely. We don't have long to wait because the light is green, and here they go. The Muscat Arena is about to explode to this one as we have Juha Rintanen leading in, James Deane throwing it in for the final OIDC 2024 Season 6 Round 1, and look at this, an absolute masterclass from both drivers. The European drivers are putting it big tonight. Finland and Ireland been strongly represented in this final. Look at Juha, but James Deane is right there with him. Juha cannot shake off the machine. James nearly touching him, coming around the last corner. There we go. The line. Another guy who was absolutely smashing it in practice today. And look at this lovely initiation from James, nice and deep in outer zone 1. He fills that zone lovely, coming through now, lining up for the inner clip on the wall. No fear whatsoever from the machine as he transitions full throttle there, filling up outer zone 2. From here we're going to see him flick back for the wall, gets the back of that S14.9 right on the wall, doing a lovely job, coming through the last outer zone and over the line. Full concentration mode for the machine as we wait for Juha's smoke to clear. Thumbs up and away he goes. James Deane from Ireland leaves the line, throwing it in, big angle, putting that back wheel lovely and wide in that outer zone as we hear that 2JZ screaming off that S14.9 of James Deane. Front bumper nearly touching the wall, absolutely insane from the Irish driver as we hear limiter bashing the whole way through zone 2. He transitions, puts the back of the car right on the wall. How did he not make contact? Back wheel on the outer line, around the last corner and over the finish line. Final car. A 99 from James Deane secures that top spot in qualifying tonight. They don't call problems, but talking is over. Cars are away, and here we go. The first battle of round 2. James Deane, Valvasi, as we see Deane throwing it in. Did last night, lovely wide now. Not as deep in that clip, but stay with James, pushing that 180SX right up on the board. James S14.9. We see now a bit of separation starting to come into play. James with a wealth of experience in that car. Khalifa, 15 years of age, he is just happy to be there. This is the competition he knows he's learning more and more, jumping from standard 370Z into absolutely insane 180SX. But not a bad job for the young lad, but as per usual, a near perfect run from James Deane. I see on the screen here now. Telling me this morning that the track conditions are just changing by the minute. Only 2 laps, you don't have the same temperatures, consistency. It's a very, very warm day here today in Oman. It's only get cooler as the day goes on, so we'll be expecting track temperatures to drop. Out by that wall run from James Deane, absolutely insane. Good first half of that. Guys, so excited. There's so many cars on the grid, so many drivers want to battle James, and Khalifa gets in his first ever battle. So here we go. Khalifa throwing in straight behind James. A little bit tentative, just following in a small bit slower than he was. Just too hard on Tim now as he puts foot to the floor now, reeling in that 180SX as they come through. Inside clip on the wall, transitioning for the first time. Now this is not a bad lead run from young Khalifa as we see him flicking back for the wall, but the machine is right there with him as they come through the last zone, putting foot to the floor and bringing it over the line. What a run from the young kid. A near perfect run from James. Lovely line here now with Khalifa and James. They might very get close with this win in the bag. That spot in the top 16 later on today. Still one of the top drivers competing in this championship, but there's a lot of guys there who want to take him out of it, and Demir is one of them. So here we go, the first battle of our top 16. It is James Deane versus Demir. James throwing it in, but look at Demir. He's right there with him, stuck on the door of that S14.9 as we see James putting foot to floor, absolutely smoking them rear tyres off as he transitions back now, doing whatever he can to try and shake off Demir, but Demir is right there with him. He knows James Deane's consistent, he knows he's fast, he knows he can trust his line, and it seems to be working in Demir's favour. James Deane doing a near perfect lead line, but look at Demir's chase. Wow, that's what we came to see. But here we go. Second half of this top 16 battle is Demir to lead, James to chase. They're coming down, Demir throws it in, but look at James Deane, he's right there with him. Demir now on a lovely wide line, but James Deane is stuck to his door as they come through the first zone, lining up for the inside clip on the wall. Massive dive through the smoke from Demir and James Deane as they push through outer zone 2. Look at James, he's right there with him. Huge transition from both guys. How did it not hit the wall as they come around the last corner for the final time over the finish line? Come on. Okay, light goes green and here we go. First battle of the grade 8. It is James Deane to lead, Benedictus Turbo to chase. James Deane throwing in huge aggression, but look at Turbo. Turbo's right there with him. Both guys absolutely glued to that front line. Turbo is stuck to the side of James Deane's S14.9 as they transition for the first time, filling outer zone 1. What a dive from Turbo! He's right there with the machine. This is exactly what we were expecting from both of these veterans of European driving. As we see now James Deane doing whatever he can to try and shake off Turbo. Turbo is stuck with him there right over the finish. Traffic light is set, it goes green, and away they go. Benedictus Turbo in the lead, James Deane to chase. Look at this as we see both guys throwing it in. The drone follow them around live. This is an absolute epic angle. Look at Benedictus Turbo, he's on a brilliant lead line, but James Deane right there with him as he transitions through Turbo's smoke as they come into now I am excited for this one. Ireland versus Kuwait. The light goes green. Here we go. James Deane lead. Ali between the chase. James flicking it in. New initiation. Oh, look, we see these right there for James. James Deane perfectly in that outer line from Ali. Let's see. Is right there as they come through the inner clip. Broke up on the wall. Transitioning for the first time. Working right through that. And we see both guys through the center section, throwing it out through the wall. James Deane showing no fear in the concrete box as they come around the last outer zone and over the finish line. Traffic is set. It goes away. They go. Ali back speed in the lead. James Deane's chase. And Ali coming down, but the machine is right there with him. Ali's gone heavy and he hits James as well. Oh, that was a big impact. Look at the back of that GT86. It is wrecked, the windscreen's cracked and all. It's good to see Ali moving. At least he's getting out. What's after happening there? This is not what we expected. Ali absolutely mangled that GT86. Came back out and hit James Deane. James taking a bit of damage as well, as we see. He's leading the championship, 50 points ahead of the Ham. Won round one, second in round two. What's going to happen for the machine in round three? Well, here we go. He flicks it in backwards as we see James Deane putting a masterclass on already. Back wheel right on that outer line as they flick back. Huge angle through the inside clip for James Deane. As we see him now doing absolutely everything the judges asked in that driver's briefing, and James throwing it on the wall. No fear whatsoever. Them concrete blocks, you would not think this car was in a huge accident last week as the machine brings it over the line. That S14.9 looked a lot different when it left here last week, but it's back in perfect working order. And here we go. James Deane throws it in. Huge initiation right on that back or that white line as we see him putting foot to floor, absolutely running the front bumper off the wall. This is unbelievable driving from the Irishman as he comes back around now for the transition through his own smoke along the wall, dragging the spoiler. This is beautiful driving from James Deane, but will it be enough to top qualifying as we see him come around the last corner and over the finish line at 360 for the crowd. There you have it. The last James Deane is fast. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here as both cars leave the line. James to lead, Dennis to chase. Here they go. James with a huge initiation right there on that outer line. Dennis a small bit on the inside, but he is right there with him, trying to stick that Corvette on the door of James Deane. James carrying huge angle through that inside clip as we see Dennis now throwing it up on his door. James on an absolute ideal lead line, but Dennis is right there with him as they start to come into the last corner now. A small bit of proximity starting to form as machine puts the foot to the floor and brings it over the line, but Dennis Miguel is not too far away. Light goes green and away they go. Dennis Miguel was fast out of chicane. He's trying to get the jump on James, but James Deane, so much experience in the chase position. Look at this from James, tucking right in there beside him, but Dennis is on a lovely lead line now as they come through. Both front bumpers on the wall. Pure commitment from both drivers as they come out now to transition for the last time, getting ready to throw it up. Back of the car to the wall. Wall run from both drivers. This is absolutely insane. Dennis possibly dropping one wheel there, but James Deane is right with him as he brings it over the line. He's going to do whatever he can to try and stick it on the door of James Deane. Away they go. Look at this. James coming down. Lovely initiation, but Nazar's right there with him. Huge angle. Both guys on a near perfect line through that first zone. But look at Nazar Harbali. He's stuck right on the door of James Deane. Small bit of contact as they transition now. This is exactly what we expected to see from both these absolute legendary drifters. Oh, Nazar is right there with him as a massive transition again. James puts the back of the car out to the wall. James Deane on a near perfect line, and Nazar Harbali right there with him as they come over the finish line. There you try and get the judge decision to go his way. Well, we're about to find out. Nazar lead, James to chase. Both cars banging flames down the straight. Huge initiation. Nazar ending up a small bit on the inside of the track, grabbing a bit of proximity, but James Deane puts the foot down now and is right there with him. Listen to the limiter scream from Nazar Harbelly's car, but look at James Deane. He is right there with him. He is pushing Nazar around the second corner as they transition back for the wall again. Both guys doing absolutely anything they can to get this battle go in their favour. James Deane putting on a masterclass in the chase, but Nazar Harbelly with an absolute epic lead. That was insane. Just saying it out now. Nazar liked that one. You can tell by all the backfires. Insane. Away we go. James to lead, Daham to chase as they tear down the straight, throwing it in. Huge flick from James Deane. But oh, James Deane goes wide. No, Ahmed Daham is right there with him. I thought they were going to make contact. Daham doing a great job. Now Deane doing whatever he can, trying to get this car back on a perfect lead line. As we see him now pushing around. Daham is stuck there. A wall run from Deane. Daham knocking on his door as they come through the last outer zone. This was absolutely insane. I did not expect that at the start. Way to go. Daham to lead, James to chase. Big flick in from both drivers. Daham on a lovely lead line, but James the Machine Deane is right there with him, knocking on Daham's door. But look at this from Ahmed Daham, a beautiful lead line. Both guys rubbing the bumpers off the front wall. So much commitment as they transition for the first time, coming through clipping point 3, flicking back for the wall. James Deane's right there with him, but Ahmed Daham is doing anything he can to try and secure this win. Look at that from the drone shot. James Deane might as well be touching his car the whole way around. What's about to happen in this one more time? Lights go green, away they go. James Deane the lead, Ahmed Daham the chase. So we see Deane flicking it in, but Ahmed Daham right there with him. James pushing the back wheel right on the outer line, doing exactly as he's asked in the driver's briefing. But Ahmed Daham is right there with him, knocking on Deane's door as they come through the inner clip, pushing as hard as possible, door to door. Daham takes his front bumper off Deane's wheel. Both guys stay in and keep going. Beautiful transition from Deane. Daham needs to put pressure on. He needs to get closer as they come around the last corner and over the... Round of applause for both drivers there before we send them off for the last time. Ahmed Daham to lead, James Deane to chase, throwing it in. Beautiful initiation. Ahmed Daham is on a lovely lead line, but James Deane is right there with him, knocking on the door of Daham as they put front bumpers on the wall yet again. So much bravery, so much talent on this track right now as we see them coming through, transitioning for the last time out to the wall. Daham running the back bumper on the wall. James Deane knocking on his door as they come through the last zone. Look at that from the drone shot. James Deane
what can they both do? There's the thumbs up. The traffic light is set. It goes green. Away they go. James Deane to lead. Ahmed Daham to chase. James Deane throwing it in, but look at Daham, he's right there with him. As we see Deane now filling the outer zone, lovely, but Ahmed Daham right on his door as they come through, putting the front of the car on the wall again. Transitioning back, James on a beautiful lead line. Ahmed Daham is right there with him. They flick back for the wall. What a dive from Daham. Is he able to hold it? Yes, he is. James Deane filling that last outer zone. Ahmed Daham is pushing him over the line. Thumbs up. The traffic light is set. It goes green. Away they go. Daham to lead. Deane to chase.
As they come down the straight, throwing it in. Look at James Deane. He's right there with him. But Ahmed Daham is on a beautiful line. This is nearly a mirror of every other time we've seen this tonight. As we see them come through the centre section. Massive transition. Both guys glued together. You would nearly say there was magnets pulling these cars together. They're so close. How did James Deane do that transition? Ahmed Daham on a beautiful lead line, but James Deane is right there with him, pushing him around that last corner and over.
What's about to happen? Well, we're about to find out. James leaves the line, the lead possession, but Charbez tucking right in there behind him. Big initiation from both guys. You see James on a beautiful line. Churba now starting to close the gap as they come through the first corner, putting his front wheel right on James's door. It's the transition. Oh, beautiful transition from both guys. How did Churba not make contact in the chase position? We see them now coming back to transition out to the wall. Beautiful. Churba runs a spiral along the wall, but maybe gets a little bit too far in it, which gives James the chance to push a little bit further and open up a gap. Lights go green and away they go. Churba in the lead, Deane in the chase. Big flick in from both drives. Churba's right on the outer line, but James Deane's right there beside him. Beautiful lead line from Benedictus Churba through that first corner. See James now right there with him. Lovely transition. Churba carrying maximum angle. That lock kit was on full angle as it comes through the corner, but look at James Deane right there with him. Huge dive from Deane, the back of the car, flexing off the wall. Churba runs a small bit wide through the outer zone, but Deane is right there with him, possibly pushing his way. We've seen everything. I've seen more things tonight than I've seen in drifting, but we've got one more battle, and here it is. James to lead, Ali to chase. Deane throws it in. Ali Maxid's right there with him. James Deane on a beautiful lead line, but Ali Maxid is not letting him get away as they come through the inner clip, front bumpers on the wall, transitioning for the outer zone. Ali is knocking on Deane's door as they come through to transition for the last time out to the wall. Coming around the last corner, filling the outer zone. This is absolute a drift masterclass from James
definitely has their phone out for this one. Let's see what happens. Both guys leave the line. They're going to push hard into the first corner, throwing it in. James Deane right on the door of Ali Maxid. Ali Maxid doing anything he can to shake off the machine, but I don't know if it's possible. James is right there with him. Look at the transition through the smoke. Ali on a beautiful line, but James is right there with him. What can either driver do to top the other as they transition back for the wall? Maxid takes the taillight off the wall. Deane is right there with him as they come through the final corner for the final time and over the